Spending all my time just thinking about you. Playing days and we just think about your love. I don't care what they say about it. Don't you know? Don't you know? Run war, server war, battlefield kill event. Vikings, witches, even purple kitties, or as some call them, Fenrir. Golems, Fafnir, lucky enough to win Rage King after about 5 damn years. Yeah, right. All the things we love about Ebony and at the same time hate that rich. Just as much as I don't subscribe to the T1 defense pitch. Yeah, I don't know. But it don't matter each time I end up taking that off. It's EvonyBites, baby. Burn that shady net breaker. Ebony's life's tough. It's a credit card taker. Open that hoarded chest and get that key right, baby. It's never enough. At night I dream this game, and in my daydreams I see this game in 4th dimension. I take defense like an Ebony appointed war prince, sitting on the 4 points of greatness. After 15 years of this game's lag and glitches, a master of war games with all the right decisions. It's Ebony, baby, crack rock the lights, even though we all know EvonyBites. But that's okay, spend that paycheck. Get that Dragon Max, that key. T13 won't cut it, it's time for T14. Mortgage that house, take out loans. There's a new event in King's Party, won't buy itself and my credit's out. Why you showing VIP? What's up with the public display of Monarch here? You still using the 90s flip phone, bro? Hide that is. Get a general you can be proud of and join a stand-up alliance. It's the best, worst game on the earth. It's Ebony. Take it serious. Why is there always a player in server chat running their mouth with about 50 million power, acting like their keep is all that, while the big boys do all the work from the hilltop, making big noise with big toys, digging tough soil, making hardly any noise, like professionals with great poise. It's players like that that win big wars, showing big scars with large awards. It's Ebony, baby, going hard as nails and chainmail. Like Parthia, Nakaminade, Ares, Civ, Kier, and of course Imperial. Killing keeps like a serial server war killer. I'm serious, yo, I'll kill you if lag allows. Make you scream and fright if the game don't freeze tonight. Because we all know, aside from the computer bites, it's the best, worst game on earth. You know the game I'm talking about. It's EvonyBites. Spending all my time just thinking about you. Playing days and we just think about your love. I don't care what they say about it. Don't you know? Don't you know?
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of EvonyBites. First server war. What we just saw in the intro there was my buddy getting rallied, a little camaraderie between two servers. We'll get into what happened next, but I wanted to say first, congratulations to Derlin for almost 1,000 debuff already. That's quick for first server war. And congratulations to, Shamir, I don't know how to say your name, but you're amazing. Congratulations to you for almost 2,000 buff. Let's get into it. Well, this server war was definitely interesting. A couple things to point out here. First, as interesting points, and that is that we got smoked. And point-wise, we lost pretty bad. Performance-wise, we didn't. That's kind of a, you could say, well, those aren't two different things, man. If you got smoked, you got smoked. Well, yeah, point-wise, on black and white on paper. But there's this whole other aspect to it, like performance. For example, you go against a server that is stacked out and has amazing keeps, but they just don't really have any aggression or gumption or confidence, and they don't really play hard and go for it. Well, that's not as difficult to server, even though they have the ability to do so. Now, I'm not pointing out anything to do with my server or this one we faced here. Just generally speaking, that performance is this whole other invisible aspect, and we both performed pretty well. But they won, and they deserved to win, and they won hands down, and they did a really good job. They had great buffs. They really worked together well. I could be off on this. If any of you guys are from that server, 1653, and you're watching this, I kind of had the feeling you guys didn't even expect to do as well as you did, and you were surprised too, but you did super well. But I'm not sure what I even expected, really. So this is kind of what we expected, to be honest, bottom line. And we were really happy with the server war. Anyway, the fun stuff in here. I just wanted to show you that we got beat there by them for sure. But a few things happened. So in the intro video there, thanks for hanging with me through that fun little intro you saw. If you were involved in that server war, that was probably a lot more fun for you to watch than if you weren't. But good times anyways. What we saw there was, man, we had been on Discord call, me and my buddies, a couple buddies in our alliance, for hours. I don't even really know, between 5 and 8 hours maybe. And messing around on server war and on the enemy server doing throne. Well, we'll get into them killing us in throne here in a second, but skipping past that, they had already knocked us out of throne and killed us, which of course we knew they would. Hoped they wouldn't, but knew they would. And they knocked us out of throne. But after that, we were tired. They were tired. We were all bored, but we just wanted to have more fun. And my buddy Derlin has never played Evony before. It's his first server. And he's never been rallied, and he didn't get rallied, or I don't even think hit this entire server war. So we were all very tired. I'm not sure everyone or anyone was sober. Brain dead, half asleep. About to throw everything down anyways, and we went into chat and just started chatting it up with them. These guys are really cool on the other server. Shout out to you guys, by the way. Gold medal and gold star. I really enjoyed you guys as people and as players. You did amazing. But anyways, we got into chat with them, and Durden was like, hey, hit me, basically, please. Nothing weird, but just like, I got to see what's going on. We need some science. And we did a lot of science this entire server war. That was the bottom line for us. And they agreed, and they said, well, just go home. And it wasn't like they were scared or they needed us to go home. They could definitely beat us out of their throne. And it's not like Derlin taking a defense was going to do anything for them or us as far as the score goes. It was just kind of like, it'd be convenient if we got a hit. It'd be convenient if you guys left and went home. We're all tired. So we were like, yeah, tell you what, man, we'll go home. Just, hit him. We'll get the hell out of here. So they did, and it was beautiful. And, he won fabulously. Bravo to you guys. It was an amazing execution on that rally. Derlin just happened to have a great defense. Went really well. But I call both people winners in that, because it was a camaraderie agreement anyways for them to hit him. And bravo, guys. You did really amazing. Now, they did do a number of attacks and rallies on myself. And they did well. Really, they did quite well. We'll get to the ones at Throne here in a second, where they completely zeroed me, and I haven't been completely zeroed in years, so it was absolutely fabulous. Thank you guys for that. So again, we've got Shamir, I'll call you Mir, hitting me here, leading a rally, I do believe this was, yeah. And, doing well. Look at that. That's a power exchange of 756 or something to 1.2 billion. So they did great. They got positive on me on that. That's what you want to see. If you've got the ability or the resources to heal and do that all day long, why not? Because they came out really nice and positive. Now, I say why not, but with the restriction on doing that, and yes, I was unbubbled, I think, the entire server war pretty much the whole time, and no, they didn't continue to do this, but that's reasonable and makes a lot of sense. I mean, who wants to really spend, well, let me amend that. Not very many people want to sit and just blow all of their stinking growth money and everything they're doing and stop just to smash into somebody a bunch. They were already winning, so there's really no real point in doing it. I think they did it because they thought maybe they could beat me, or they certainly could, and they wanted to have some fun and run some science and solidify their score. And they did all those things. So bravo. Getting into the truth buff. This is the player with almost 2,000 attack stats again. Bravo. Absolutely incredible. I love these stats at this point. I've only been able to get my debuff up to around 500, you could see, which, in all due respect, is better than their debuff. So not too bad there. My stats are only floating around 14 and 13 at highest points on Reigns and Siege. I've only been able to get about 60% or 75% of where I really should be by the time server war came. So I expected these results, but they're beautiful. I'm glad to see them, and I'm honored to be a part of them. Getting in here gets pretty, like all my stuff gets wiped out, you can see, except Siege. And this is where Siege really shines and why I really focus on Siege, because that's what ended up taking them out of here. The T14 did a pretty decent job, but the T13 came in and really mopped it up. And then the not T13, T12 came in here and really mopped it up. And obviously the ground did its job. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. I only have T12 and T13 ground, so not real powerful in that department yet. But interesting to note, we go into this all the time on this channel, how well the T12 do there. Do not forget your T12, do not forget. But even coming down to these T11 and T10, they were killing. All right, so anyway, but they took out a boatload of my troops in doing that. There was 4 of them. You've got a nice Merlin. I see a lot of people using him. I'm also using him. Great choice. He's worth switching. He's an awesome gen. So a Douglas popped in there. Hey Bear, what's up? You were absolutely awesome player, man. Thank you. Easy that's what we keep calling you. Easy thanks. You were busy as hell during server war. Shout out to you. Got the Minamoto going in there. All right, and then Hoot, you were definitely busy too. Never could catch you. Super fast. You guys were all definitely fast. Shout out. All right, Mihai. No assistant general for some reason, but still, you guys came with the heat. Stomped me on that rally right there. I do believe this was, maybe the same night. I don't know. It all ran together to me. But they rallied me again another time. I left my keep over there overnight. Maybe that's what it was. I don't recall. But another time they rallied me again, and this time the score's pretty much the same. 1.5 billion on my side and just a little bit more on their side, 9 or so. And I don't really know why it was in my favor a little more that time. I did try to slam a little bit more stuff in there between those 2 rallies to try to counter that range if it came again, but it also probably had something to do with who else joined them and their composition of players that were in that rally. Yeah, because see, in this one you've got 6 people. So the composition changed. I'm guessing some of these were a little lower players. Lower by, I just mean static numbers. I don't mean that in any other way. But maybe they just got more damage. So it was more in my favor on the power, but they still won extremely nicely here. Everything I said in the last one I could repeat. It is almost a repeat of that same attack, just with the addition of a few people. All right, and bravo, you guys did a really good job. I imagine we see the same results going in here. Yep, same thing. So you see the Siege doing the damage there. It did a lot more damage. It caught more of people's troops in that T14 Siege, and then T13 tearing it up. And then you get down to T12, and of course, magical T12. Never ignore that. Took out the most. And 11 snagged some. And 10 even almost snagged 1 million. Look at that. 9. All right. Thank you, Siege. All right. Anyways, Siege is what saved me on that. Otherwise, it would have really smoked me. Amazing attack. All right. And then when we got pushed out of Throne, now we sat at Throne for a long time, several hours. They finally came and brought it. And we had already said to each other on the phone, hey, look, they're going to hit me. Because now I'm guessing, come in the comments if you're from the other server and correct me if I'm wrong, but we were guessing that they had already hit me and rallied me twice, so they knew what they could do, and it was pretty significant damage. They would definitely be on the up. They didn't know anything about hitting anybody else that was at the Throne, so it was an unknown factor. So you got to have some math to start with, so why not start with the math they had on me? I had a march in the Throne, which made me even weaker than I was when they rallied me last time, so I figured they would rally me, try to force me out of Throne or do something there, and then weaken Throne. And that's exactly what they did. They started getting busy, scouting, running little rallies, attacking us everywhere, and we figured it was coming. Just a moment later, they started rallies on me. I did, in fact, have some choices to make in the moment. I did pull my march from the Throne to try to defeat the rally as successfully as I could, and then get a march back in the Throne. But they consecutively hammered me with 2 rallies that actually completely zeroed me, and including my march from the Throne. So I had no chance to get back into the throne at all, and it actually force ported me home. So powerful hits. And then they rallied the throne after that, and of course, with my absence, they definitely won. I don't know if they would have if I was there or not. It doesn't matter. They definitely did once I was kicked out, so it was completely successful and the best pathway in, and congratulations. Bravo, you guys executed that perfectly. And of course, we thought we would lose that throne. We were hoping we would get it, but we definitely didn't think we would. We just hoping maybe people were asleep and we'd get lucky. So, thank you guys. That was an amazing war. Here comes the rallies that they did on me. Let's take a look at that. All right, here's the first one that hit me. And again, I did a little better in the point exchange, and maybe again, we'll take a look at that. Maybe that's because more people joined that I was just able to take more of their troops down. And I had about the same loss, 1.4 to this time around 1 billion or so. Again, we see the same repeat in buffs, no change here. Same activity, same people. But then, of course, okay. Shamir, Bear, Easy, Hoot, and Old Relic were in that time. Oh, there we go, Hoot. We did make some contact. Cheers, buddy. Anyways, so that really nailed me. And of course, what that comes in and does is just completely obliterates my main fighting force. Just completely takes my archers out. Okay, because it's not effectively fighting the siege. The ground is beating it, but it is knocking my archers down pretty hard, because that's what it ends up fighting in the end, archers on archers, just by the way we're matching each other. So they just obliterated that, and then instantly hit me the second time before I could even recover and do anything, and this is where it completely blew right through. And this is a good example to show you guys with two things. Number one, losing. So a lot of people don't come in and show you and break down a loss. They just want to show you when they win or when they have an awesome defense. It's almost almost more entertaining to watch a loss, but certainly more educational. So that's point one. Point two I want to point out is that when you are attacking someone trying to zero them, now in these guys' case they did it fast, but let's take people that are not near as strong as them. Maybe it would have taken them 4 rallies to get through. The first 1 to 3 of those 4 rallies are going to be pretty nasty, and you're going to lose points. So you have to be determined to get all the way through, because usually on the first hit or so, the defense player is positive. Almost certainly the second hit a defense player is positive. But when you go ahead and do the final 0 wave, that's when everything comes back in your favor big time. Look at this. Look how point positive they got out of that 0 hit. So if you chew through a player, no matter what it takes to get through, be determined to get all the way through. In their case, they were point positive each time, which was amazing for them. But in a lot of cases, that's not, won't always be the case. So be sure you go all the way through with it, because when you finally get that 0, it is big points. And that is the story. That's how they got through me there. I want to say congratulations to my server. You guys did absolutely amazing. To be honest with you, it was the most cohesive, tight, and amazing server war I've ever seen for a first one. And I say that honestly. It was really impressive. Everybody, I'm going to say everybody, but a lot of people had negative points. But to me, first server where everybody has negative points, it's always a mess. It's always chaotic. And we did pretty well. We tried a Hail Mary. These guys were smoking us. The only chance we had was to take the throne. We knew we were going to get beat up over there and take a lot more negative points, but we were losing anyway. So sometimes you just got to put together the math to see what your best option is. If you're losing anyway, go lose a bunch more points if you can possibly win doing that. We tried, we failed. It was all we had, and we learned a ton. Everybody had a blast. So thank you to everybody. Thanks for joining in. I know this was a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. EvonyBites, I'm out.
All the things we love about Ebony, and at the same time hate that rich. Just as much as I don't subscribe to the T1 defense pitch. But it don't matter, each time I end up taking that off. It's EvonyBites, baby. Burn that shady net breaker. Ebony's life's tough, it's a credit card taker. Open that hoarded chest and get that key right, baby. It's never enough. At night I dream this game, and in my daydreams I see this game in 4th dimension. I take defense like an Ebony appointed.